this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. If I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team.
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. It is the Monday Mayhem Warriors. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, PA. And I did not do a Royal Rumble drinking game tonight because I have to drive to the studio and home. So we weren't going to do that because we're responsible, damn it. And we are going to be talking about all kinds of things, including the big news about the Peacock, and WWE Network. We're going to also talk about WWE RAW tonight eventually, and who knows where we go from there. Maybe the latest episode of WandaVision.
That's where we go.
How The Gifted is real fucking depressing right now. But anyways, I'm about halfway through the season, and yeah, it's real fucking depressing. A little too real sometimes. But anyways, with me from Beacon, New York, he's the only Mayhemmer with a Slammy that he earned, and its name is Ziggs.
Yeah.
And his name is Mad Mike. That's his birth.
I am Mad Mike. I'm representing the Up, Down, Down crew.
Yes.
As you can see, Xavier Woods and I were dressed exactly the same this week on Raw, so it was lovely. Same muscles and everything.
Sorg misses the basement, confirmed from Alex Cars. No, that's not entirely. Not entirely. The spells, the laundry right over there. I mean, come on. Gonna have to fill you in on Raw. Well, first we're gonna fill in.
Yeah, don't worry, Tina. There wasn't much.
First, we gotta fill you in on some big news today, and to help us fill everybody in on that is Mainstream Matt, that I can now introduce as the host of Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast.
Yes, Sorgy.
Oh, We still have to.
We are here, and interestingly enough, I'm in my basement. Am I coming through okay?
You're fine. You went away for a moment, and the video hasn't come back yet. So we have not run full internet into the Just Pro Wrestling News podcast studio there, but there he is. There he is.
The audio dungeon.
By the way, while I'm not in the basement anymore, the Just Pro Wrestling News podcast studio is over there. Yeah. JPWN Studios. We need a sign to put behind you. That's what needs to happen.
Anything would be better than my water heater in a cardboard box. So we're going to look into that.
A spinning globe or something.
A spinning globe. I love it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. When we get that first sponsor, that first big money sponsor, we'll upgrade the the studio.
It might be Peacock.
It might be Peacock at this point. Who knows? So let's get into it with that. So the big news today is WWE Network has entered into. I want to make sure I get the wording right because NBC has not acquired WWE Network. NBC has not acquired WWE. They have entered in an exclusive streaming deal with NBC Universal. It's not NBC Comcast. I'm confused on that part of it. But anyways, for NBC Universal, I haven't caught up on the mergers. So for exclusive streaming rights, I believe only in the U.S. for
Correct.
the WWE Network. So let's break it down. What does that mean? Because there's been a lot kind of going back and forth. What does that mean? What's going to happen? I know, Mike. Even like you had some questions today, and we were all questioning everything today. My first guesses were absolutely wrong. By the way, that I was telling Chris LaRusso on the Facebook page. There's a big thread on the Wrestling Mayhem Show group where a lot of that info is kind of captured as well. Of course, we've been tweeting it all day.
It's delightfully vaguely non-specific.
The info that they have, some specifics are. What we do know, I really should pull up some of this stuff so I have it right in front of me.
I think the main thing we know is that there's going to be a new streaming series exclusively for Peacock every year.
Well, wait a minute. We know a lot more than that, Mike. I think.
I mean, a lot of the stuff I read was just this is what the WWE Network has.
Yes.
And,
okay.
And we know what it has.
There's a list of that, but basically everything in March there is going to be a process starting on, I think it's March 18th is the first day. The 18th. So there is going to be a process where you as a WWE Network subscriber are going to have to not go to the WWE app for the WWE Network. You will instead be going to the Peacock app. I say Peacock so many times for a wrestling show. Welcome to our world. If I play this clip to 2006 me on this podcast, and
you'll think we're talking about Dalton Castle.
No, we won't by then. We haven't discovered Dalton Castle at that point.
That's true.
I don't think he even started wrestling at that point. But anyways, so it's not. Hey, it wasn't until the 10s that he started coming around, I think. But anyways, so the WWE Network, instead of being in its own app, and however you do that, you will need to go to the NBC Peacock app, and it will be part of that wholly. This is for United States users. I'm not clear if that's anyone outside of the United States at this point. If you're anywhere else, nothing changes for you. There's still a
Correct.
WWE app that will include WWE Network, and that you pay whatever you did. Your pricing structure is whatever they're doing in that country. But now what that means is instead of you paying $9.99 for just WWE Network, it is now included as Peacock. Now, that pricing structure changes. You could still pay $9.99 a month to get your WWE Network, but you also be included Saved by the Bell reboot, The Office, Heroes is on there. So everything we talk about on this podcast, actually, but that isn't DC or Marvel, I guess, but or Disney or Warner Brothers. But anyways, so there's that. Plus, if you don't want to pay $10 and you're okay with commercials, you can pay $5 and get an ad-supported version.
I wonder what the hell that is.
So that means you're going to get commercial breaks in the middle of your Chronicles. Probably not during the live pay-per-views.
But what does that mean for pay-per-view?
I don't think that's going to mean much, Mike. I think what that's going to The difference
Because
is
those things are live.
They are live,
and they don't have commercial breaks on those.
They are live. Also, they do have live sports on there, like sports that are on NBC.
Yeah, but sports have segmented commercial breaks.
So,
like,
also consider WWE pay-per-views do have commercials, Mike, already.
They do,
built
but
in. So it's part of that. Just like if you watch live sports, those commercial breaks are already built in, right?
Yeah.
Ideal. I know I'm skirting the apples and oranges on this, but I think
that's because they skirted the apples and oranges.
Yes,
they did.
They even told people exactly how it's going to work, just that it's going to work.
Yes. I think it's very clear. There will not be a WWE app for you to log into on or very shortly after March 18th. Okay.
Why didn't they do March 16th?
Because it's your birthday.
No, 3/16.
Oh, 3/16. Oh, that would have been a nice one. But I'm sure there's more
My
things
birthday.
out of their control for that. So you have WWE Cock. Thank you for.
No, that's the Ric Flair segment we're going to talk about later.
Coming soon to the Peacock. So there's that. Now, the fun things, if you're in God knows how much of the country and you happen to have Comcast internet, because it's probably your only damn choice to watch Monday Night Raw. So because I've discovered this, if you have a Comcast, we'll just say a Comcast login. That's a winky face.
So I can give you these details, actually.
What's that?
I can give you the details on which cable customers are getting Peacock Premium included in their cable package.
And that is the ad-supported $5 version typically, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Peacock Premium, even though it says premium, it's kind of like the base.
But you get more than like the first 3 episodes.
There's a free Peacock tier.
Yes.
And then premium is the $5.
Yes.
So, I hear the free tier is called Free Cock.
Okay.
Sorry,
damn it.
Sorry, Raw was boring. I've been workshopping that joke all night.
Anyway, okay. So as far as cable customers who are getting Peacock Premium looped in with their cable package, we're talking Comcast's Xfinity X1 and Flex customers.
Okay. I think you paused for a moment.
And Contour customers. I know nothing about Cox Contour, but now that we're talking about Peacock, now this has surely got Mike's wheels turning now. So
okay. Can you say that again? You faded out again.
No.
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry.
Basically, if you have Cox, you get more cock.
Oh, okay. So it's not just Comcast customers.
No, apparently there are also Cox Contour customers. This must be some level of Cox Cable. They also are getting Peacock Premium included at no additional cost right now.
Yeah.
Just like this is happening right now.
If
for these Comcast.
If they work it like
X1.
Sorry, Matt. Like when HBO Max came down.
Yeah.
If they work it like that deal, because I have HBO Max included in my cable package because we paid for HBO.
Sure. And like Verizon does something similar with Disney Plus too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I've always had HBO as part of my AT&T phone bill actually, and it was just like a free for that since I pay so much for my phone bill. Yeah, and it was just like, hey, this is going to become just create a new login, connect it to your account. You got HBO Max and all this stuff, and we watch all the DC things now. So yeah, this is another version of that. So it just now you're interested in it. If you weren't interested in The Office and Saved by the Bell reboots, like I have been, now you're like, oh, my wrestling is over here. And also, I did watch Saved by the Bell tonight in honor of today's news, and I did notice because they've been advertising about like a lot of WWE content is already on Peacock, which sounds like it was kind of the test balloon for what we're seeing now, right? If you go, I'm on the Apple TV, and if you go a couple rows down on the main browse channel, the interface is really confusing. Like there's that row, and it's like Monday Night Wars, and like it's a lot of older stuff for the most part, older Chronicles, things like that. Like it's the back catalog basically. So I think that's what it's just going to look like. You're probably going to have a WWE tab, just like you have a NBC Sports tab or Saturday Night Live tab or whatever it is in there. I don't.
That's going to be irritating for pay-per-views.
It might. Well, I think when pay-per-views, it's just going to pop up on the front page.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out. I'm sorry, I have a feeling I'm breaking up again.
I hope Peacock is able to handle the streaming load.
Because
their first test is going to be WrestleMania.
Their first test is going to be Fastlane.
Oh, Fastlane. Okay,
so
okay.
they're
so
not.
They're
being smart.
They're doing it like the initial rollout.
Yeah. So and this is a service that's also already providing live sports. Already doing this. Already has literally 25 times the subscriber base as the WWE Network.
Yeah, but I want to know how many people are actually using Peacock to stream live sports. I watch live sports a lot. I have not heard anyone
remember
using Peacock to
when
stream.
WWE Network started. This was 6 or 7 years ago. It was under what became BAM, which I think it's a different company they're under now. It was a newer provider that was supporting MLB TV. This Peacock is running under the full weight of NBC Universal and Comcast, right? I imagine this is going to work a lot better than those early days when they moved to this. I'd be curious to see what other live events. Are there boxing events in there I don't know about with NBC Sports that a lot of people would be watching? Soccer. These guys have.
No, there's Premier League like that. I know.
Right.
But...
And it was like and people watch Premier League, not here, but people watch Premier League. Right. So like that has to be getting a load. And all it is I mean, they're already providing multiple streams of content, live streams of content, whether it be live sports channels or if you go into it, the interface on the app actually shows up, kind of reminds me of Pluto TV, where there's these like, hey, here's a Saturday Night Live channel. Hey, here's a Office Clips channel. Hey, here's a Unsolved Mysteries channel, right? And now there's going to be a WWE Network channel on that lineup as well. So that's being provided. Plus, they kind of plug into everything that's already there. The WWE broadcast to, they're just broadcasting to Peacock servers instead of whatever servers WWE Network runs on right now. So I'm less concerned with that bit. Now, Mike, you were concerned about and I think Dave Podner was also concerned about the account migration, correct?
Yeah. Like it's gonna be because like, what if you don't really want Peacock?
Well, you don't have a choice. If you want WWE Network,
I know that.
Listen, you're being force-fed the cock. So you're gonna get
Thanks everyone. It's been a good show.
You're gonna get the Peacock, whether you like it or not. So if you want to watch WrestleMania, unless you want to go spend $70 or whatever it is for the WrestleMania, Peacock is kind of your only choice right now. So that's a fact right now. Here's my question. Why do you care about your WWE Network being migrated to Peacock? What comes with you?
I don't know. I just want to know, like, do you have to resubscribe for it? Like,
yeah, I think at a certain point, just your WWE Network subscription ends.
Because like also the WWE's like the network, it comes from the site too. So does that link just go away, or is that hyperlinked to Peacock at that point?
I think also, I'm more concerned what is going to happen to the WWE app rather than the website. While it looks like that it exists on WWE.com, I don't think that's a fact. Back end stuff, I think you're actually going somewhere else where the network and that interface exists. Versus at WWE.com. It's just like the app is being fed from two different sources. Your information, CMS, I'm getting technical, I'm sorry, wrong show. Your back-end informational source, which would be the news on the WWE app, and all the other information, ticketing, all that. I mean, ticketing is a different system probably. And then you're like that. That's a technical thing, and I don't think that's much of a concern. Yeah, it probably is going to just send you to Peacock, to be honest. Like all roads, again, Mike, lead to the Peacock.
I don't know. It just bothers me.
It bothers.
It bothers me.
That you don't have your WWE soul, your soul WWE world now.
Yeah, because now I'm gonna see ads for tons of like Chicago PD. Like I don't need to see.
Well, that's
that
the point,
shit.
and that's what NBC bought. And also, NBC is probably not as concerned about bringing WWE.
Oh, they don't give a shit.
No, they have 24 million signups versus 1 for WWE. This is a content play. This is to give more value to.
Yeah, it's because Peacock doesn't have any original content.
No, they have lots of original content.
Do they?
They
Besides Saved by the Bell.
They have a ton of stuff that I don't care about, but they have a lot of. They have quite a few shows.
I don't know what their original content is. Like I'm on their site right now. Everything I see is old content.
There is I can't answer, but I know
I see Saved by the Bell.
Psych
2.
Psych 2 was not a. I don't think that was an original for them. I think that was.
I don't think it was either.
So
it's saying a Peacock original. I'm pretty sure it was on USA beforehand.
Right. So,
but like I see 10, 12 shows.
They do. I hear Peacock announcements all the time. So if there's not a lot there, there's a lot.
What I'm saying is they have new content
under TV.
Strikes a nerve with
okay, well this is how it brings you as an audience in versus what it has. Peacock originals. I'm seeing Save Me, Code 404, Departure, AP Bio, Saved by the Bell, of course.
No, I know, but nothing is hit.
Brave New World.
None of this is a hit show. I never see anything about any of these projects. Like legitimately, I've not seen anything about any of these on any social media at all. Except for Saved by the Bell the week it came out.
I can say I have, and but nothing as big as even Apple TV stuff. Like there's no morning
TV,
show.
I've heard more
there's
about.
no Ted Lasso, but also I don't think they've needed to yet. And also this only came out at the beginning of last summer, Mike. So there's still
so did HBO Max, so did Disney.
Yeah, but also
Disney's only a year old too.
But yeah, in a year, a few months. Disney is the amazing example of how to launch a damn streaming service. That's what that is.
It is.
That is what does NBC have as a property versus what Disney has with Marvel and Star Wars and just Disney versus what HBO Max has with HBO, DC. I can't even remember what else was big on there. Movies.
They got BBC America, Studio Ghibli stuff.
So I mean that's very niche stuff, right? So we're adding a niche to it, bringing in that audience, which again exposes more people to WWE. Is an easy way. So
Brandon in the chat room says cock and back end go together well.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Hey, you know what? If they're going to force feed us the cock, we're going to force feed you the cock jokes. Sorry.
So
that's just how it's going to work from now on.
That's why we put the explicit tag on.
I'm going to wedge myself into this conversation.
Oh, you're going to slide in between the cock conversation?
I'm going to say I've had a chance to sample some of the Peacock over the past
so just a tip.
And I wasn't blown away. I think the only thing I found interesting on the Peacock was they had old Marx Brothers movies, and I watched a couple of those. And that was about. After that, I was kind of like, "There's nothing really else here." But I'm not a big streaming guy. But just compared to what Disney Plus and even Netflix is rolling out, yeah, they're a little bit lacking. But like seriously, like what are they expecting? I don't like. I understand, Sorg, your take, and I've definitely seen it in other places written by very smart people that this is a content play for NBC Universal.
Yeah.
But then there's a part of me that thinks that this is just a subscription play. Like they're just buying these subscribers from WWE.
No.
But it's only like 1.1 million subscribers. So how much of a difference is that going to make for them? It's not like they're going to.
I wonder how many
the whole balance of power.
I wonder how many of the subscribers that Peacock has though are paid subscribers. Because this is essentially forcing WWE fans to become paid subscribers to Peacock.
Yep.
But you're also looking at a situation where can WWE possibly know how many of their WWE Network subscribers are also Comcast or Cox Cable subscribers who, the minute, March 18th comes, they're just going to cut it off, and you're going to be, instead of, this group of subscribers, instead of getting $10 a month, you're going to be getting $0. And then for another group of subscribers, instead of getting $10 a month, you're only going to get $5 a month from them. Like,
I think at this point,
revenue.
I think at this point, WWE doesn't matter what money they're getting from subscribers because they just got paid $1 billion for their content.
Listen,
I don't think WWE cares about this. I think the deal is good for WWE because now they are set for five years again. But the play for NBC is confusing to me. Like, what are they getting out of this deal? It's kind of what I want.
It's them trying to be the next HBO Max, the next Netflix, the next Disney. That's what everybody's trying to do right now because they know cable's dying. And half of their business is cable. So,
so they're all just scrambling for whatever pool of subscribers or pool of content they can drag into under their umbrella. Without even really thinking about long term.
The more reasons for you to tune into that streaming service, the more buy-in there is. So, and again, WWE Network, let's talk about WWE Network old model versus now. WWE Network old model was, let's get as many subscribers paying us $9.99 a month. We could have had people coming at us for $65 a month, but, not everybody buys, and you do house parties with not 50 people, but like...
Or you go to Justin's house.
You go to Justin's house where, you get that, and you don't even get as much of that $65 as you would because it's going through all the providers in the middle. There's a ton of middlemen with that process, right? Versus we're getting a guaranteed $9.99 renewing on everybody's credit card for 12 months a year. What if somebody said that they?
I don't think that goes.
So wait, let me finish. Somebody said that they paid something like $750 or something like that since the beginning of WWE Network, right? That is guaranteed money from 1 million people. That is good money. Plus, with 1 million or whatever, or 1.5 million, whatever it was, because worldwide we're talking as well. You're talking about sponsorships. You were getting pre-roll ads there, plus all the sponsorships that happen in the pay-per-views, right? That is viewer numbers that you're able to leverage against. Now they're going to be doing that. This actually is even bigger for them because not only are they getting that $1 billion there, and there may be a rev share with NBC, but when you say Royal Rumble sponsored by Snickers, like, you can charge more because you have more potential audience than the 1.5 million that worldwide that were on there. You have the 1.5 million plus you have the whatever is coming on the cock.
I think you're going to get a lot of people turned off by this.
Oh, you're going to, but the guarantee.
I don't think you're going to get everyone migrating over. That's what I'm saying,
Mike. The bet is enough. Will
we're down to a situation where WWE is essentially whittled their audience down to a point where we are down to the most hardcore of the hardcore, or most dedicated WWE followers. So they will follow WWE wherever they go. And granted, there is definitely going to be some loss of subscribers on this deal.
Yes.
But getting back to what Sorg said about this hypothetical, and I heard they had a quote from one of these NBC heads talking about this halo effect, where we're going to bring these 1.1 million subscribers in to the WWE Network, and they're going to check out everything that NBC Peacock has to offer. But I mean, maybe you guys don't completely agree with me, but I have a feeling you do. We all can we all agree that that is a fallacy, that WWE fans will check out what else is emanating or circulating around another WWE product. No one stays tuned after Raw. No one stays tuned after NXT. They watch their wrestling and they flip that son of a gun off.
Is that backed up by the ratings?
No one consumes these Halo programs that they try to put around WWE or any other wrestling.
Hasn't that been the process for USA Network for the past 25 years?
Yeah, but it's never worked.
What do you mean it's never worked?
That's why there's been so many programs.
It's what introduced me to La Femme Nikita, and I watched the shit out of that.
Every squirrel finds a nut, Sword.
Burn Notice.
Silk Stockings too. We do remember.
Silk Stockings.
Burn Notice was never on after Raw. Nope. Sorg, trust me on this one. Burn Notice was never on after Raw.
But it was advertised a lot.
So what?
Sniper.
It's Sniper.
Is that the one with?
Now you're just making up shows.
No. Isn't there a Sniper one with the Shooter? I'm sorry. Sniper is the wrestler, the local wrestler that came out during a high school show a few years ago, and we're like, "Are we doing this right now?"
The only thing that they really show after Raw now is like episodes of Miz and Mrs. and straight up.
Oh yeah, because they have
and repeats of Modern Family. Because after 3 hours, you fucking done, son.
Yeah.
Because USA
You're
Network
fucking done. If it was 2 hours, I might be with you on that.
If
For
you're
3 hours, no one's sticking.
If you're not bought into the hard on that NBC has for WWE programming, how many shows starring WWE people are on USA and E Network right now? Holy hell. The Miz is hosting a game show, or 3 at this point, I don't know. Miz has a show. Bellas have a show. Divas, I don't know, maybe have a show every once in a while. Stone Cold has a show. Is this like a second show on there maybe? Like they are bought the F in on the personalities of WWE, and that is valuable to them. I got another question for you on the Peacock. So because somebody was saying about how it's embarrassing that WWE Network has 1 million subscribers in the United States. 2 points to this. One, WWE is a niche product. Right? How you can say NFL is kind of a niche product, right? It's a giant niche product.
No, and NFL's a
Is it? Okay.
niche
All
product.
right. I'm wrong on that.
The Super Bowl is not a niche product.
WWE.
It's not like, oh, maybe I'll watch that thing. I don't know.
Well, to Vince's dismay, the WrestleMania is not the Super Bowl in terms of numbers, right? As much as he tries to make it, it is not. So we're talking about 1 million subscribers in the United States, hypothetically, for WWE Network. What are the ratings?
1.1.
1.1 million. What are the ratings in actual people tuned in on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? We know about let's say average 700,000 for Wednesdays.
Right. I mean, they're definitely getting more viewers on Mondays and Fridays.
All right, be careful.
Fridays more than Mondays.
You said 2 million on Mondays and Fridays?
No, 2 million on Fridays. About maybe 1.3, 1.4 for Mondays.
So you're talking about your installed base, let's say on average is probably about 2 million people, right?
Depends.
So hypothetically, half of them are subscribing to the WWE Network.
Yeah, but I don't think people are going to want to migrate over to Peacock.
No. 50% of your audience is paying extra money for WWE Network. That is fucking fantastic.
And that's why I say that they've whittled their fan base down to just like the most dedicated group.
Let's say we're back to the days when it's 4 million are watching Monday Night Raw, and you're telling me 1 million of them are putting down money for WWE Network? That is a fantastic turnover.
No, I think if you have 4 million people watching Raw and only 1 million bought the network, that would be terrible.
That's 25%.
That would be terrible.
That turnover is 25%.
No, that's 25%.
Also, it hasn't been 4 million for years. So there's that too.
Of course not.
So
it hasn't been 4 million since like the mid 2000s.
No. So I mean, it may have topped maybe 2.5 since the WWE Network.
But like, I don't. But
that's
apart from money, I don't see what this does for WWE. Because the people that are subscribing to Peacock are not the people that are going to be like, oh, let's watch some wrestling.
Mike, the whole point is the money.
Yeah, okay.
That's the whole point.
I mean, it's financial stability. It's more financial stability for WWE going forward.
Yeah.
And honestly, ever since they did, if you don't want to get too deep into the weeds with front office BS and whatnot, ever since they dispatched Wilson and Barrios about a year ago, the WWE Network thing was their vision of the WWE Network has been being phased out, and we've been moving into this new vision where they are going to pawn this thing off onto somebody else, because I think the reality of the WWE Network, after how long have we been here? 2014 it launched. I think the reality of the WWE Network is that it never grew as big as they envisioned that it would grow. They capped it out at 1.5. Maybe they started to creep on 2 million subscribers globally, maybe not, but they needed more than that, and they are not getting it. So now it's time to pivot and find a new angle on this thing. And if that angle is these guys will give us $1 billion for us to do our thing, that's probably a lot easier than trying to scratch together every single one of your core audience and getting them to pony up.
Yep. So now, I mean, all the content deals across all the television content that they have going on top of everything else. This makes up to the fledgling, of course, live events is dead. So the two questions I have, in less important, but what happens to your WWE app? I don't think it goes away. It just isn't. I think if you,
it just doesn't have the network.
No, it just doesn't have the network. It's still gonna go back to what it was before they merged it, right? It's gonna be the here's the news, here's the latest, here's some videos. Is
the Peacock app as widely available as the WWE app?
I believe it is currently on everything. I think there was a couple of, like, not Roku, but like Fire Stick or something that maybe didn't have it, but I think that's all been ironed out by now. So
okay, because I know like HBO Max still isn't on some stuff.
Also, if you have an Xfinity box, because I've seen this on my mother's, like, it's right there.
But Sorg, not everyone has Xfinity.
All right, but that's still a large number that it matters to these guys. All right,
New York doesn't have Xfinity.
Do you have Cox?
Well, there you go then.
We have Spectrum.
But you only have to pay
Cable Vision, all that stuff.
Either way, if you don't like that Saved by the Bell is intermixed in your feed with WrestleMania, you're only paying $5. If nothing else, we've effectively halved what you're paying WWE.
I don't even know. Like,
for your WWE program.
They still haven't said if you can watch pay-per-views with the $5 subscription.
Yeah, they have. No, they have very explicitly said that in some of the stuff I copy and pasted today.
Okay.
If you read the statement from WWE corporate, it does state that.
Okay.
So, okay. With that, sorry if you get a little fuzz on the live feed where I don't know what's happening. Matt is. We gotta run you some fiber down there, Matt. Into the studio.
Sorry, Sorgy. Are you hearing? Are you hearing my furnace run? I'm really sorry.
It might be. I think it's trying to compensate on top of that. On top of the, yeah, it's all right. They won't notice on the podcast. We'll work that stuff out. We'll throw a noise reduce on you anyway, so it's all right. So with that, we should try to talk about Raw.
Do we have to?
Don't you want to talk about Alexa Bliss? We gotta let Tina know what happened on Raw. That's worthwhile.
They did the exact same segment as last week, only they did it better.
They did the same segment, but was Alexa Bliss? Did she become Alexa Bliss last week?
No,
as well.
No, because
she went into the Lake of Reincarnation story. She came back as like original Alexa Bliss.
You can't tell me they did the same things. They did two very different things this time.
No. What they realized what they did last week didn't work, so they fixed it.
Oh, they learned from something? It's amazing at WWE.
Kinda.
Okay.
You still shouldn't book Alexa Bliss in a Raw Championship match and also say she's in the Royal Rumble, because that kind of tells us what's going to happen.
Well, predeterminism aside, but the point...
And also, why did Randy Orton look like Brock Lesnar when he's really upset?
Yo, Randy...
Because he shot a fireball in his face, Mike.
But why wasn't he wearing the mask? You do 2 weeks of promos wearing the stupid fucking mask, and then you show up on TV and you're not wearing the stupid fucking mask.
But no one would know who he is if he showed up in the mask. They'd be like,
oh yeah, I'm sure no one would know who the giant man in the RKO sleeveless hoodie is.
They would wonder why Slapjack showed up to interfere in the main event.
All I gotta say is Randy's gotta stop picking that scab. So, but anyways, creepy stuff coming back.
That was pretty much it.
But that was it. I mean, we have a new thing, and I don't know. It's even though it's getting a full 15-minute segment, it's turning in every week to see what little thing happens this week. Versus something. Randy. Hey, you know what? It's been a big week for intergender wrestling in WWE because
that's gonna stop now that we're on the cock.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too.
No, here's the only thing I think that would be good for Peacock. No, I'm serious. If they can provide live streaming of Raw, it doesn't sound like that's what they're gonna do.
No, well,
I wouldn't think that's what's gonna happen.
Well, I don't think that's been the practice of the app.
And also, we should also talk about the fact that NBC Sports Network is going away.
Yes, as covered last week on Just Pro Wrestling News.
And that could really interfere with NXT programming and with Raw programming.
Well, here's the question. Well, I think NXT is going to be the one that gets the hit because I'm sure they're getting a lot more out of NHL ratings wise than NXT. You know, also
depends who's playing.
We'll see.
The other
I'm not 100% sure. I know there was apparently there were a couple Wednesday nights or during the Stanley Cup playoffs last year where they did get NXT preempted, and they were running. Were those Tuesday night shows they were
like
running?
Sci-Fi,
Super
right?
Tuesday? Were those back-to-back Tuesday night shows?
Oh, they bumped it. Okay, but also remember they have a lot of channels. They can throw it on Sci-Fi. They can throw it on FYI.
No,
yeah,
I
but
don't
like
think they're
their
gonna do
intent
that,
is
though.
pretty clearly to move it to USA.
Maybe
They want to move their sports stuff to USA.
maybe on the conflict
Well,
nights maybe
Okay.
we just move the WWE programming Raw and NXT over to the Peacock.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe they could move NXT over to the Sci-Fi.
Yeah. So I mean,
Maybe.
there's options. They're gonna do whatever's the most beneficial to all of it, and try not to decapitate their wrestling programming. Because
Speaking of decapitating your wrestling programming, there's one thing that was announced tonight that really, really, really upset me.
backstage.
Backstage.
Mm.
I'm
Fuck
not upset
Backstage.
it's back. I'm happy Backstage is back. However, I am not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch it.
Like you're not gonna
specifically-
hear. So tell the people what's wrong with Backstage this
I
week.
was just about to. I'm not going to watch it specifically because the one thing the Royal Rumble is good at is the surprise factor.
Mhm.
Backstage is going to be ruining that because they're going to tell me the first two people in the Women's Rumble and the last person in the Men's Rumble. The fuck is the point of watching the Rumble then?
Mhm.
Like if you want to tell me the first two people for the Men's Rumble and the first two people for the Women's Rumble, okay, fine. I can deal with that. Because there's no countdown. It's just, okay, we know these two people are starting off. Hell, maybe they're both on SmackDown. Maybe they can start a feud or something.
And there's no story going into this either.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, they're just saying, oh, this person drew number 30. What happened to drawing on the day of the Rumble? Isn't that the fucking point?
Back to the
That was
reason-
under Jack Tunney's regime, Mike, and that was a long time ago.
That's
No, sir. They did
Oh.
that when Eric Bischoff and Stephanie McMahon were running Raw and SmackDown.
Side note: Can I
Well,
can-
Bischoff and Steph aren't running those shows anymore
Can I-
either.
can I-
So
can
my
I-
point stands.
side note something that tickled me a little bit when I watched Royal Rumble '92? I didn't mention last week on the show. When the Fink
credit.
when the Fink refers to President Jack Tunney as Mr. President. I don't know
Yes.
The
that
distinguished
yeah.
Jack Tunney, yeah.
Here you go, Mr. President. Like when he handed him the microphone. But anyways,
Gotta treat him with respect, Sorg.
it's obvious.
Put some respect on that name.
Obviously,
Throw it on the take Tunney.
and and he's Canadian, so extra niceness. Where are we at? What were we just talking about? Are we still talking about NBC?
He was complaining
Backstage.
about backstage. Yeah, it's
Backstage,
the 30 entrant. That's a little bit problematic. But you used to be able to. They used to announce every single person in the Rumble, and then you'd be able to process of elimination
Yeah.
that to figure out who the last person was going to be.
Of course.
But sometimes they don't do that.
Of course. But I mean, in the past couple of years, there have been maybe like 26 announced people, and we don't know who the final four are. Like,
Mhm.
something like that. But just literally taking all of the guesswork out of it, like
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
no fun for anyone.
It kills it. It absolutely kills it. I'm with you on that.
It's gonna be hard enough to watch this Rumble with no crowd.
Listen,
It's gonna be hard enough because it's gonna be a fake countdown.
right off the bat, the Royal Rumble is a concept that's going to break every people gathering rule in any state. Okay, so
Except for Florida.
it's already uncomfortable. Okay, so they're not outdoors. I don't think so. There's a dome. I don't know. But yeah, no, it's and Mike.
I mean, I wonder if they have something really clever in mind for number 30. for the
Maybe.
men.
Maybe.
Maybe they've got
unless-
something really clever.
Unless they announce it's CM Punk, I don't think anyone. I think it's just going to cause people to be angry from it.
I have the answer. I
You know
have the
who it
answer.
might be?
Mike, whoa,
Oh, wait, go
Mike,
ahead.
Matt, let me go
Go ahead.
down this. You're on
Yep.
Fox to announce this. You're on Fox Sports to announce this, right?
Mhm.
You
Sorg,
have
don't
wait.
say what I think you're gonna say.
You what better person to announce on Fox Sports, and it's not
He
Gronk.
would not be a better person.
It's not Gronk because Gronk's involved in something called the Super.
He's busy.
He's
He's
busy.
going to the Superb Owl.
He's busy at the Superb Owl. But you know who your answer is? Who? Here's your spoiler. You know they're going to announce for number 30.
Don't do it.
Don't overreact. It's Pat McAfee.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That's not where I thought you were going with that.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I thought you were gonna say Conor McGregor.
Fuck no.
He's squashed like a bug.
No. Yeah, he's still licking his wounds. He's not going to even be in a fake fight next Saturday, let alone. God, what are you thinking? He's not even going to be able to present himself on a webcam Tuesday night. What the fuck?
He'll be fine.
McAfee, that would be pretty good. That's a pretty good idea, Sorgi. I was thinking, since there seems to be so much buzz around, oh my God, now I forgot the person's name. Bad Bunny? Did I get it right?
Bad Bunny, and I feel
Bad
so
Bunny
bad.
He's
He's
a new song
at the Booker
called
T.
Booker T.
We sure
Booker
do.
T
Yes.
is on backstage. Booker T is going to be announced as the 30th entrant in the
I don't
Raw.
know.
Well, if
this isn't his
that's
thing,
the case, it's best to get the disappointment out of the way early.
Disappointment. Mike.
I mean, we don't want him getting booed.
Whoa, Mike. You do not disrespect King Booker.
Sorg, you know what the first 3 letters in Booker T are? It's what I'm gonna fucking do.
Shucky ducky quack quack.
Yeah. Anyone who spells good with a T can fuck off.
Good.
Aw.
Oh, whoa. You gotta watch yourself there.
No, I don't.
Gotta watch
I
yourself
don't.
on that one.
Sorg, you know my opinions on anyone in wrestling over 45. They can get the fuck out.
You got Edge though.
Edge is a special case because he lost 7 years. He lost 7 years.
You know what, man? Wait. You say that he's been in a Ziploc bag the last 7 years, so it's okay?
Yeah, basically. No, that's 7 years of not bumping. That's 7 years of us not seeing him.
It's still 7 years of aging.
That's why I'd still be okay if Shawn Michaels came back because he lost like 8 years. Well, all right, it wasn't 8 years, but it was still, he lost a decent amount of time.
It didn't turn out well in the desert. I think he ate all that back. But when by eat I mean when he ate the mat missing his move.
I gotcha.
So, yeah. I'm saying Shawn Michaels isn't fat. Anyways.
No, of course not.
Very polite of you.
I was trying to get your geriatric dream match of AJ Styles versus Edge for Mad Mike here.
Hey,
No,
you
see,
mentioned
I'd be
AJ
okay
Styles.
with
I'm
that
going to jump
match.
on this real quick.
Okay,
I'd be okay with that match. Those are the two guys.
Absolutely.
I'd say it's
The two hall passes for your ageism. Mainstream Matt. We're talking over him because of the lagginess we're getting with him tonight. Matt, what were you saying?
I was just going to say, you guys brought up AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my perfect opening to mention the Superstar Spectacle is happening tomorrow morning. AJ Styles has a singles match on that show, and he's going to go one-on-one with Jeet Rama.
Mm-hmm. This is a show that's being is for India.
Yes,
they are recording
for India, consumed by everyone.
It's already been filmed.
I set my alarm a little earlier tomorrow.
It's not live. I believe it was filmed last week.
My wake up time is 10 and this starts at 9:30. So we are going to make sure we get our workout with Greg on Apple Fitness before this show, so I can watch it in my bed, like Saturday morning cartoons tomorrow morning. So
I mean, that's how I've been watching New Japan lately. So yeah,
I know it was like
it's going to be a weird show.
It is going to be a weird show. Also got to watch New Japan from this morning. Somewhere. The whole time I'm watching Raw, I'm like, I could be watching New Japan or Ring of Honor right now. And turns out Ring of Honor was real fucking good from the sounds of it today. But they're picking up on that weekly show. Holy shit. It's not just like a throwaway. They're like, no, we're going to have to do some stuff right now. So between the pure...
Yeah, they'll do some stuff until they have a pay-per-view.
Which isn't
and then they'll have a month and a half of old stuff.
Mike, well, they haven't been because reasons and like what December was their first pay-per-view since March, February, probably.
Since like forever.
Live show,
I'm
anything.
joking,
so.
Ring of Honor, because I haven't watched it in here.
No, dude, they've refreshed themselves very well, and it's very worthwhile. Listen, man, if
I still don't think it's a product for me.
Mike, if we pick up that Honor Club subscription again, you will have to watch some of the pure tournament stuff.
I think there's a reason you didn't keep it. I think there's a reason you didn't keep it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because listen, man, I'm going to be opening up some bandwidth here. Hey, here's the other. This is a future big question. Don't answer me now. What are you going to do with your free cock money now that you don't have to pay for WWE Network? One of that for tomorrow night.
There's the show title. Free cock money.
Damn it.
And it's not free cock money. If you still want no ads, you're paying the same fucking thing.
Your money is free of WWE Network because you're playing for the Peacock. That's how that came together.
I've never paid for cock before in my life, and I don't intend to start now. That came out wrong and somehow exactly correct.
Is there anything else, Raw? Because Tia's probably infuriated we haven't told her what else is going on Monday night.
There wasn't much.
Nothing of consequence happens on Raw. Okay, unless there's maybe like a handful, a couple of minutes.
I have your answer. If you're not happy with us providing you the details of what happened on Monday Night Raw, they can go check it out by the morning, actually, probably within the next hour, over on justprowrestlingnews.com for that podcast in under 5 minutes.
Okay, all right. I will say something that I liked about Raw. Drew McIntyre's opening promo was very good.
I like that we didn't have anybody talk this time.
Well, no. Like Drew came out and he addressed COVID. Like he called it like it was. He said, "I was lucky I didn't have any symptoms.
Yeah.
I was back in the gym, and I'm sorry. At least it gave me confirmation that he's beating Goldberg, because you cannot dedicate your match to people suffering through a pandemic if you're not going to win that match."
I gotta be honest.
If Goldberg, you shouldn't, but
if Goldberg spears his ass out of his boots and gets the championship on Sunday, I'm pissed.
Oh my god!
I'm so fucking pissed. I'm so pissed. I'm not going to be paying for WWE Network after March 18th.
No, but like,
hey, everybody,
you know who I'm worried about?
Their subscriptions. This is your chance. This is what you've been waiting for. So.
I'm worried about Keith Lee. He has not been on
generally,
TV
yes,
in a couple weeks.
Yep.
I'm a little concerned about this. I mean, maybe it's because he was in the ring with Drew right before Drew left. I don't know. I'm a little concerned.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we should be all around the board, to be quite honest. But I don't know.
The Rumble does have this going for it. Like the outcome feels very much in the air.
Oh, you have no idea. Yeah.
It's tough to predict what they're going to do, where they're going to take things with either one of those matches. You know, like you don't know who's going to pop up. It's like it's tough to predict this year. I mean, that's nice. That's the way it's supposed to be.
I still think Kevin Owens has a fighting chance of getting that belt from Roman.
No,
for a month. For a month.
Okay.
Because it would be very WWE to give Kevin Owens the belt for a month and then have him lose it back at Chamber.
You drop it for a month. You drop it back at Chamber or Fastlane, let's say, and then if you got somebody who wins the Rumble that makes more sense against maybe
Big E.
What?
Big E would be
Big E against
that's my hope and dream.
Somebody who makes more sense against a Roman versus a Kevin at WrestleMania. You get to play that guessing game on will he, won't he between that and Raw. In the meantime, until you settle on that, Roman gets it back and he's like, "Yo, it's time to eat."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could flip this the other way too, and you could actually, as unfortunate as this would be, the nightmare scenario from the McIntyre Goldberg match, conceivably it could happen if WWE thinks they want to make a splash with the first pay-per-view of the Peacock era, which is what we'll be calling it after March 18th.
Fastlane
the
to
first
Peacock.
pay-per-view of the Peacock era
Fastlane.
will be Fastlane, and if they think, you know what, we're gonna get this belt off Drew, we're gonna put it on Goldberg, and then we're gonna rematch at Fastlane, and Drew can beat him there. We'll make a big splash because Goldberg will be in the main event of the first pay-per-view of the Peacock era.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, I wouldn't do that. But
You also
You
didn't.
wouldn't have Goldberg at the Royal Rumble.
You also didn't just sell all of your content to WWE Network or to Peacock, something called Peacock, for $1 billion. So what do you know? So,
we don't know what those maniacs want. We don't know what the maniacs at NBC Universal want.
No. You know what? In my mind, I would love to see the 30 Rock episode where it's announced that WWE is part of the brand.
All right, I have a question. If you could, this isn't a big question, it's a minor question. If you could have one character from an NBC sitcom be the number 30th entrant in the Royal Rumble. I'm not talking actor, I'm talking character here.
From a regular NBC.
From a regular NBC sitcom or a drama. I'm not going to limit it.
Man.
If you want Olivia Benson in his number 30 at the Women's Royal Rumble, I ain't going to be mad at you. But
no.
Or Elliot Stabler is number 30.
No.
I mean,
dude, Ice-T.
Dude.
Ice-T. I don't know what the hell his character's name, but Ice-T. or the guy in the dark glasses because he's really angry. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
The other guy that he's a. I think he's like
Richard Belzer.
Richard Belzer. There you go. No, that's the DA
Richard
guy.
Belzer's
No.
70, dude. Richard Belzer would get destroyed.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Now for me, I don't know why Dwight Schrute as number 30 in the Rumble.
Scrappy. It'd be very
He's scrappy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think I would like. I'm trying to think of just going for athleticism. I'll take Sam Malone. He's got an athletic background. Could have a little bit of McAfee energy coming in there.
From Cheers?
Yeah. I'll take him. Former baseball player, Sorg.
Absolutely. Star athlete. Star
athlete. Boston's favorite son. So, yeah.
I guess if we're reaching back into the archives here, I'm gonna go must see TV with you, and I'm gonna go Kramer.
Oh boy.
You know who else I'd like to see? Oh shoot! Oh, now I got two ideas in my head. You got one, Mike?
Oh, actually, well, I mean, now this would also, like, if we're doing Mayhem Mania rules, they come their pharmacological, all physical gifts.
Yeah.
You can pick anyone from Heroes.
True.
Anyone from Heroes is an immediate threat to win the Royal Rumble. Like, you roll in Siler will destroy anyone in that Rumble. Like that ain't even a joke. He won't even walk to the ring. He'll fucking fly.
You get the brother that can take everybody's powers, and he's just like busting finishing moves.
That's what I'm saying.
He's busting
Pierre
finishing
Petrelli
moves
with
on
a
everybody.
Rana, Pierre Petrelli with an F5 and RKO.
That's
like
right. That's right.
He'll hit everything.
He will. This is us, those assholes.
Oh, he'll come out for rice cooker. They'll explode in the ring, fucking Bray Wyatt style. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Spoilers for This Is Us, you guys.
Sorry about that.
I will. I tell you what. I thought he would be a tough elimination. Uncle Phil would be tough to throw.
Oh, he's a big guy. He's a big guy.
He can mess some people up. For
Dude,
sure.
Uncle Phil fought 4 Teenage Mutant Turtles for years.
Oh, did he? I didn't know.
Yes,
That's the truth.
Yeah, voice of Shredder in the cartoon.
Wow.
Alex
Gar says he wants Michael Scott as number 30 in threat level Royal Rumble. Now, technically, I'd prefer Michael Scarn. I'd prefer Michael Scarn as number 30, not Michael Scott. Michael Scott is kind of a pushover. Michael Scarn, that man can skate. He saved every single sports all-star game, and isn't that really what the Royal Rumble is?
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got one more for you.
I don't know this reference.
I'm trying to look up the name right now because the character's name escapes me.
What show is it from?
Yeah, break it down.
But it was the very large bailiff from Night Court.
Oh, Bull.
Bull. Yeah, there you go.
Bullshit.
Yes.
And you already have the theme song ready for him, so you just kind of you recycle Bull Dempsey's song. And then
okay, yes, okay.
Bull Dempsey, friend of
absolutely.
friend of the studio, Bull Dempsey. Legit, he sat like right over there for the Lucha show. That was across the street. So
I know that's just wild.
I was just thinking about him the other day because I found the hat from that day, and I thought it was his hat, but I think it was Riz's hat. And yeah, and then I realized red mesh caps aren't really in right now.
No, not even slightly.
Yeah. Anyways, with that, I think we've been on this enough.
Again, sorry, we didn't talk about WandaVision. It was great.
It was very good. I don't want to get. I feel like I'm going to get spoiler on it, and it's fun. It's fun.
All right, fine. Well,
you're going to be tough. If you know even a little bit about Wanda and Vision, it's very exciting. To which I'm like live Googling during it. I'm like, is this a reference? Is this a reference? Because I've never read these books. Do. I wonder what those two names mean. Oh, and then 5 minutes later, the thing I think is going to happen happens. So I'd spoil myself mid show. It's really weird. But there's.
Oh, by the way, one more character from NBC, and we all should have thought of this right away because he is a wrestler. He trained in amateur wrestling all through high school and into college. Albert Clifford Slater. That's right. That's right. AC Slater.
Which it works even more because that's an actual crossover with Peacock right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. By the way, Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell is very good. I just got to the reunion episode.
Are you still friends forever with the show, Sorg?
Let me dig up a time capsule and find out. Anyways.
Through it all, you're hanging tough? You'll stick side by side?
Mad Mike 483 on the Twitter. He has been live tweeting #MM on the Mayhem Show account. Those are usually the angrier ones on Wednesday nights.
Hey, you know what? I have to, if anything, I have to stay on brand.
Yeah.
But I was going to do this last week and I completely forgot. One of my dearest friends who I've known forever has recently started a sugar company, a confection company, if you will, in this pandemic time. And if you could use something sweet, something delicious, something chocolatey, and maybe some hot cocoa bombs, please follow at HV Sugar Co. on the Twitters. All the information is there.
Is that Matt typing it in?
Oh shoot! I'm sorry.
No,
I'm trying to type very softly.
That was perfect. That was perfect. You're doing the news for today while you're doing the show, aren't you?
That's absolutely fine by me because, I literally just my wife bought something for her friend for her birthday. Yeah. She'll ship anywhere in the U.S. And I can. If you look at my physique, you know I know good chocolate. So,
hey, who was the person you knew from AEW Dark that's been getting some stuff?
Oh, Nick Kumaroto.
That's the big dude with
the big dude. All right.
Yep.
Dude, he was on Dynamite this week.
Yeah, he fought John fucking Moxley, which was
fucking great.
Wild to me.
I'm watching. I'm trying to remember the dude's name, and I'm like, I heard that one. I'm like, is it this big dude? Holy shit!
So all right. Quick sidebar. I said when I was doing the live tweet, I didn't know he was on Dynamite. So I knew he had been on Dark. And I'm like, I support him. I'm not gonna watch Dark, but I saw him on Dynamite. And I'm like, oh fuck, he's fighting Mox. Like, this is a guy I used to talk shit on at 2 a.m. just writing down fucking role plays for my e-fetting. Because, I mean, cards on the table. I'm a bit of a wordsmith. He was not, because he's also much younger than I am.
He hasn't cut a promo yet that I'm aware of, so.
Yeah, I can't speak to his current promo cutting abilities. I have no knowledge as to that, but I know he's a lot younger than I am. Like, I'm looking him up right now. Yeah, he's born in 91. So yeah, he's a lot younger than I
am. I will let you know if he pops up on Being the Elite.
Okay.
Since I know you're not going to watch that, and I love it. So there you go.
Yes, I will absolutely not do that. But yeah, like, and that was his name back then.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was, and he told us that he was working out, and we all joked. We were like, "Oh, you're on the gas. You're gonna get popped for wellness." Like we would make all these jokes, like legitimate. But God bless him, man. He's fucking.
It turns out he's a big dude that will pop your head like a zit. Like he
had Moxley's first match after losing to Kenny Omega.
Uh-huh.
That's massive, and I'm so fucking proud of him. So fucking happy for him.
Oh, he's great.
That
dude, if that dude's got his head on straight, he's gonna do great there.
That's absolutely fucking awesome. I couldn't be happier for him.
Because they don't have a lot of he was a dude like this guy's coming out for the typical kind of squashy matches against Scorpio Sky and stuff. And I'm like, this dude, look at this dude, right? He's not gonna be doing this long.
They called him Brody, and I'm like, that's the best fucking thing you can have.
Who's the dude that Team Taz picked up after a while, after beating him up a few times?
Powerhouse Hobbs.
Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm just like, this guy's not going to be jobber dude for long. I mean, after a month, they started at least addressing it, beating him up with his buddies and at least hey man, and then he did the turn. Now he's on Dynamite every week. I was like, good for that dude.
AEW's secret that they like to keep hidden away is that TK loves the big guys. He loves Wardlow and Powerhouse Hobbs and hopefully Nick Comoroto. He loves these big dudes. So
but it's so good. It's so good because since they do have a lot of smaller guys like your Darby Allins and everybody in between there, the big guys kind of mean more now, right? Versus
they stand out.
They stand out more, which means they can be the monsters, right?
I mean, it's just it's the roots of wrestling. It's big dude comes out and you're saying oh my god, that's that's the way it's supposed to go.
And these guys would just be another dude in WWE, but now you can do something with them. When everybody's a big dude, nobody's a giant. Until you get a Braun Strowman, right? That's why Big Show keeps coming back because he's the only 7-footer they had. That could still do something, Same with Kane, Hey, we need you to destroy something or somebody to overcome a big dude, and everybody's 6'4". So what do? You bring the even more monster. It's like they did a big guy arms race with themselves and lost. Does that make sense? Okay. Anyways,
I got you.
Great stuff. This is the longest plug ever. But anyways, Mainstream Matt, he's doing Just Pro Wrestling News. I understand there's some news on that, and I want you to mention this tomorrow again as well. But Just Pro Wrestling News has popped up on 2 things this week, actually.
Yes. First of all, we're very proud. We're going to be sponsoring a match at the GCW Fight Forever show, which, if you're not familiar, is going to be a 24-hour gluttony of independent wrestling is also going to be raising money for independent wrestlers. So I don't want to say what match we are sponsoring because I do not believe it's been announced yet, but I am very proud to be sponsoring this match, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in this match. But yes, Just for Wrestling News, and we were happy GCW gave us a little love, put our name out there, and we appreciate that.
And the other thing?
What was the other thing?
Voices of Wrestling.
Voices of Wrestling. Oh, yeah. All right. So,
that was a public thing you sent me, right?
Voices of Wrestling was kind enough to let us, even though we've only just did our hard launch back in the beginning of this month, Voices of Wrestling, they sent us a ballot for their match of the year. So we sent our match of the year ballot in, and they have just started now to kind of roll that out. And so I guess the fun part is that one of the matches in our top 10 of 2020 that you and I agreed on was the Shane Taylor versus Jay Briscoe match from Final Battle just last month. So we included that in our top 10. We were the only ones out of these 200 plus ballots they got to include that match in their ballot. So sure enough, there's a quote from me in the sub section underneath this just long list of rankings. They put every match that gets a vote into this thing. So it's always interesting to see the matches that only get only get onto one ballot. But yeah, so my quote was basically just like, hey, it's Shane and Jay throwing bombs. It's great.
Which is why we were, that's, cool. I think that was the discussion. We're like, yeah. So,
yeah,
and also,
it goes back to the just we were talking about big dudes in AEW. Ring of Honor has like just mean dudes throwing bombs, and it's amazing. And we need more of that.
Also, it was a discussion of like, hey man, I think you got way too much New Japan on here.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, you're trying to maintain credibility.
Yeah.
But at the end, I mean, you don't want to embarrass myself, but at the same time, you got to be true to yourself. And I'm very proud that we put that match on there. I'm glad they got at least onto one ballot because they deserved it.
Go do that. Go subscribe. JustProWrestlingNews.com. That's a lot. That's a lot of show. A lot of things I need to edit now. Thank you, everybody. Thank everybody. Still a lot of you hanging out here past midnight here on the East Coast. But again, please go check out. We'll have Wrestling Mayhem show, Mayhem Mania. Christian Noir will be joining us, and just confirmed tonight, the Rev Ron Hunt will join us next Tuesday on Wrestling Mayhem show. So
I'm sure he's going to talk about his hit show on USA.
What? Oh, the
that
Rev
show on USA called the Rev.
Oh no, we gotta bring that up, huh?
We'll definitely have to bring that up.
Okay.
Rev's gonna sue someone. We might as well bring on Lawless as well.
It'll be the backing. Well, they got the financial backing of Shane Taylor Promotions on that one. So I'm sure between the Rev and Caprice Coleman, like both of them are going to be like, hey man, wait a minute.
Where's my money? Where's my check?
We actually he just reposted because when he had that run-in with Devon Dudley about a year ago now, I think it was a year ago, February actually. There was he started with Rev. Hey Rev, let's talk about this Rev stuff you have going on. So that was a nice moment there. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. That's enough. We'll see you 9 p.m. Eastern time. That is 6 p.m. Tina time. We'll see you next time. Mayhem out. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.